mom, the one who birthed me, but also the one who inspired me to be my best every day and demand the most out of me. She's a saleswoman, so she knows how to go get it, and she taught me that at a young age, and then also how to be a tough person too. But coming into Missouri, it was crazy. It was a dream come true being a Missouri boy, excuse me, and then being able to play for your home university. It was really cool, and it's really special. Before that, they came in about 5 days before signing day, and it was a late offer. I know I wasn't their first choice necessarily. I know my high school film wasn't anything crazy, nothing flashy, pretty average if you ask me, but just really thankful that Coach Odom took a chance on me, and I thank him whether he knows it or not, maybe not necessarily to his face every day, but I thank him for giving me that opportunity every day. But that made me come in with a chip on my shoulder, and I told him, look, I don't need anything, I don't need any extra attention, I don't need an apology for the weight or anything like that. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna work hard every day, and that's all I've done since, is just put my head down and looked at what's in front of me and controlled what I can control.
To your right against the wall.
Hey, Michael Bradley from Saturday Down South. After the bowl ban came down, it's my understanding that seniors were allowed to leave without having to sit out. And I just want to ask you, what does it say about the Missouri program that Coach Odom's built and the expectations you guys have for the coming season that not a single person left?
I think it says a lot about our entire program as a whole. Just looking first in the locker room, the type of players that we have, most of us are guys that have came up together since freshman year, either as red shirts or trues, and we've all been through a lot together. We've been through 4-8 seasons, we've been through 7-5, 8-4 seasons, all that. And I think we want to go out together the same way. And then we also know that we have a really good coaching staff, not just football-wise, but also strength and conditioning, that genuinely care about us and give us their best on a daily basis. And then a lot of us, too, understand that the grass isn't always green on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we all kind of want to grow together and go out the right way.
In the middle right here.
Patrick Brickman, WBMA in Birmingham. What has it been like getting to practice and play against and play with a quarterback like Kelly Bryant, and what has the reception to him been as a teammate to you guys?
It's a privilege to have Kelly on our team. We all love him. He's a goofy dude. He's a really goofy dude. But I think he was well received from day one. We all wanted to pick his brain. He knows how to win. He's played in those big games. He brings a lot to the table. He's a natural on and off the field. He's a high character guy, and then on the football field, he can cause a lot of problems for a defense too, and we're really excited for him this year. He kind of just hit the ground running with us and blended right in, almost like he's been here the whole time, which is really cool, and I think that speaks a lot to who he is. I think you could put him in a room with 10 strangers, and in 5 minutes he'd be friends with all of them.
Right here to your right.
Soraya Ponder from Tuscaloosa News. Elaborate more on you and Kelly's relationship, and what was your first impression of Kelly?
Well, my first impression of him was, okay, we got this high-profile guy who's going to bring a lot of good press to Missouri, because I've heard nothing but good things about him, obviously, and then I've watched him play in a lot of big games too. So we knew who he was coming in football-wise, but what won me over, and I think a lot of seniors, was after the senior meeting where we found out that we were having a bowl ban, he stood right up in front of us after that and said, I'm here. I know everybody has the choice to leave, but I'm staying here, and I want to win. I know we have something special, and that was my moment where I was like, I respect you a lot, the person you are, and that's when he won me over, I think.
Down here to your left.
Cale, kind of talk about just playing football in the SEC and what it means to you. I mean, you come down to an event like this, there's a lot of fanfare. You guys won last year at the Swamp, at Neyland Stadium. Just kind of talk about some of those experiences playing in front of those crowds and some of those environments.
I mean, if I wanted to play it safe, I could have went to the Naval Academy where, you can be guaranteed to be making 6 figures coming out of it after so many years, and would have had a great education there as well. And then I would have played against some pretty good competition too in the American Conference. But my first passion has always been football and to play football at the highest level possible. And I knew that coming to the SEC was that highest level possible. So that's ultimately why I made the choice to play here. And then being able to have the opportunity to play in places you grew up watching games be played in, even going on like old ESPN films or things like that, like historic games, historic rivalries played on those fields, like playing in the hedges, going to Florida, going to the swamp. All those places are fun environments to be a part of, but to play in those games is priceless.
To your right.
Caroline Grace, WAFF out of Huntsville, Alabama. You have 6 returning starters on defense and 5 out of the 7 top tacklers returning. What expectations do you have for your defense aside from postseason?
Obviously an improvement all around. I think experience is the best way to gain skill. Just going through something, you gain a lot of knowledge about it. So it's important for us to bring a lot of guys back, and we are. With that comes expectations. I think we're ready to live up to them.
To your left here, second row.
Jordan Campbell, Fox Sports Shows. You know, Kel, you've been a tackling machine during your time at Missouri. You ranked up a ton of tackles. Of course, this year it's going to be a little different. No more Therese Hall, no more Brandon Lee. So you take a look at the linebackers beside you, maybe some of the younger guys. How have you taken them under your wing, and what sort of example do you want to set to them this season?
Honestly, a guy named Nick Bolton, he's going to be playing next to me. He's a young stud. You guys are going to know his name by the time it's said and done. I'm really excited to be playing next to him. Maybe by the end of the year, I end up being his sidekick because that's all you guys can talk about. He's a really good player. He's a really smart dude, too, and a great kid off the field. For me, trying to set the example for him, it feels weird being the old guy now because it seems like I blinked and I'm sitting here. But to set the pace I guess, is working hard in the weight room it's not all about the Saturdays. It's about what leads up to it. It's the day in and day out grind and putting your head down and then seeing where that gets you.
We have 5 more minutes. Are there any more questions? Okay, Cale. Thank you very much. Stay healthy. Have a good year.
Appreciate you guys.